Alright, so what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, today I want to sit down and discuss the current state of Modern Warfare 2, and you know what, we're chucking Warzone 2 as well, why not? We're going to talk about the state of these two games at the moment. It's been about 2 weeks since I last uploaded a video here on the channel, and I'm going to throw that into today's discussion as well. But just before we get started with today's video, if you're new right here and you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've taken my little break now. I explained this before. I was really busy with working and a few other things in my life. I just wanted to step away from YouTube for a bit, and the whole stress of making content and having that extra pressure on, I just wanted to relieve that for a bit. But I'm back now. I still love this game, Modern Warfare 2, don't get me wrong. So it's not a Vanguard situation. I do still really enjoy this game, but there's just a few things I want to talk about today and the current state of the game, because there's a few things that have been popping up in the community, a few discussions that I want to sort of address. So the first thing I want to talk about is a Reddit post on Modern Warfare 2. This was a few days ago now, but it was something along the lines of somebody complaining about the fact that we haven't seen any new content in 26 days, I think it was, since we saw anything new in Modern Warfare 2. And I've seen a lot of people respond and say, oh, people these days have it so easy. Back in my day, we went months without a map pack, and you had to pay for the map packs, and you're complaining about 20 days without content. And I just want to sit down and discuss the fact that games over those years have changed, and I don't think people really realize that. Modern Warfare 2 is a live service game, whereas something like COD 4 wasn't. That was a game where it got released, it was a fully fledged game, that was all you got, and then the map packs were like a bonus thing. You wouldn't expect them, they just sort of happened. Whereas a live service game is something completely different. You're basically getting the promise of content from the launch for the next 1 or even in Modern Warfare 2's case, 2 years of free content. And I know it's entitled to sit down and say, oh, why aren't we getting this content here and why aren't we getting this content there when we don't have to pay for it? But you've got to bear in mind that these games do release in a much less completed state because it's a live service game. That's not what the point of a live service game is, but that's what it's become. The point of a live service game is to release a fully complete, fully fledged AAA title or whatever it may be, and over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or even 10 years in some games cases, you support that game for as long as you want to keep it alive, essentially. And that's what we've come to expect for our live service games. And the game that changed the game, really, which sounds a bit weird, is Fortnite. That is the game that literally changed everything in the way that we see games in general, to be honest. That was the game that really introduced the live service model, because they have updates, they had them daily or even weekly, where you'd have a new gun, a new, store skins refreshed every single day, that kind of stuff. So when you have that kind of competition, that high of a bar in today's standards, if you don't meet that with Call of Duty, probably the biggest game out there, it's going to fall behind. That's just the way it is. And I'm an OG COD player, so I know the times where, oh, back in my day, we didn't get content for months or, whatever. But that's not the way it is today. That's not what we've come to expect. And especially when they release their games, half complete, buggy, there's so many bugs in this game. Just small little things that should be fixed by now. Even just things when you're spectating someone, you can't differentiate an enemy from a teammate. It's just small things like that that really emphasize the weak point of a live service game. And I'll be honest, I will stand behind that Reddit post where they say, season 1 was underwhelming, we haven't seen content for 20 days, and it was just recycled content anyway. That's the thing. Season 1 wasn't a good season, not only because we haven't seen content in a long time, it's not going to go until February, but the content we got was very minute and reused as well. We got 2 maps this season, Shoot House and Shipment, for fuck's sake. What else did we get? We got the raids, but that's for Spec Ops. What else did we get for MP? We got our guns, we got our battle pass. That's about it. There's nothing else that we've really got, and 3 football-themed store bundles. That's all we got this season. There's nothing else to talk about. There's no gun game, there's no cranked, there's no actual good game modes, there's no new maps, there's no, even good remake maps, like proper 6v6 maps. We got 2 camo grind maps, that's it. And it's just really frustrating to see the game go like this, because I still think this game is really, really solid. I think they have the base of a really solid game, and if they actually put 100% into making it good it could genuinely be the best. I genuinely think it is the best COD game in the past 5 years minimum. I might even go as far to say Black Ops 2. And considering that this game has been out for, I think, about 3 months now, that's saying something, because I've had my placebo effect, or what is it called? The honeymoon phase. I've got Orion. I've had my break from it. I've come back to it, and I still think this game is a solid game. I think it's a lot of fun to play, and there's a lot of content to offer as well. But the problem is the content is spread way too thin. The way that Infinity Ward see it is that somebody's going to buy Modern Warfare 2, and they're going to play the campaign, they're going to play the 6v6 multiplayer, they're going to play Spec Ops, they're going to play Warzone 2, they're going to play DMZ, they're going to play Ground War. But there's people like me out there who maybe will play a couple of those things. Like, I'll mainly play 6v6, S&D. I might play Spec Ops if something new comes out, and I might play Battle Royale. That's about it. I haven't really played DMZ that much. I've played the campaign, but I've only played it once. Normal Spec Ops, I've barely touched at all. I played the raid when it came out, and that's literally it. And I think Infinity Ward's vision is to sort of... They have their foundations across this vast gaming experience that I'm going to call Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. They have this vast gaming experience with all the different things for everyone. You know, you've got your 6v6 people, you've got your Spec Ops, you've got your Tarkov, Battle Royale, single player, all of that stuff. And they're all very content dry, but I think their idea is they're going to build all of them up very slowly over the next 2 years to just make it the most amazing COD experience ever. I think that's their plan, and in theory that could work amazingly, because you have the bases, they have the foundations for the best COD gaming experiences out there. However, what about the now? What about in the moment? We have, what, 7 6v6 maps in Modern Warfare 2. We have, I think, 3 Spec Ops missions. We have Warzone Battle Royale, which is pretty decent, to be fair. I don't think that's very content dry. I haven't played it too much. You've got DMZ, which doesn't really feel like there's too much to replay it for. It doesn't really seem like there's too much to sort of do in that. Like, it seems like we've got all the bases for everything. They're appealing to all these different audiences and, you know, whatever. But they don't have the content to back it up. And what's going to happen is you're going to pull people in. They're going to go, oh, this is like Tarkov. I'll play this. They'll play a couple games and be like, now what? And then they won't play again. They'll probably go back to Tarkov or whatever until the next update. And maybe in a couple of years, you'll have those people as, you know, fully returning players. But that's only in 2 years' time. What about the numbers now? What about keeping the people now? I think the best way they could have avoided this is not have Season 1 last all the way up until February. I think that was a really dumb move, because they didn't have the content to back a 3-month season. They had the content for a month and a half, 2 months. Think about it. If it was a normal length season, we would have Season 2 by now. We would be playing it already. And to me, that wouldn't have been too bad then. You know, I'm looking in the past, and yeah, I got Orion. I took a break from it or whatever, but I probably would have carried on playing if there was a Season 2 on the horizon, like a few days out. I'd still been playing it just because of that hype, but there's still 22 days left until the next season comes out. So there's that sort of what next feeling for me. Like, what can I do next? Bear in mind the fact as well, I've got 3 of the 4 DLC guns gold. I want to get them platinum, but there's no shoot house. I'm not doing it in normal because I can't be bothered, but maybe that's a me thing. And like I say, it's such a shame to see Modern Warfare 2 be in this state at the moment, because I was hyping it up so much before its launch, and I was genuinely like thinking it could be one of the best games, like Call of Duty games out there. And then it launched, and I thought it was amazing, and I thought they had the solid foundation for a COD game, and then they just didn't really seem to do anything with it. And we're here now, like 2 months after Season 1, and they still haven't really done anything with it. So we're all just kind of waiting for them to, like, do something, please. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you're not around here. I am going to be returning to making videos as of the next week or so. I'm making this video. I'm building my brand new desk setup over the next couple of days. So, you know, if an upload don't go out, that's probably why. But yeah, I do plan to coming back to making videos. So thank you guys for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.